Very good evening from the sports desk. It's been 5 years since Cape Town Spurs played in the Premier Division of South African football. At the time, they were called Ajax Cape Town. Remember those guys? Well, they did come close to returning to the DStv Premiership in the 2019-20 campaign, but they were beaten to the honours by Swallows and then lost to Black Leopards in the promotion relegation playoffs. The Urban Warriors now have the best chance of automatic qualification to the top flight. All they have to do is beat 9th-placed University of Pretoria. Joining us now to chat to us about his and his club's moment of truth is Cape Town Spurs head coach Shaun Bartlett. A very good morning, or rather good evening, coach, to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Look, you've been in this position before. You did it some 8 years ago with Golden Arrows. So if there's anybody that understands the pressures that come with the final day, the pressures that come with qualifying, the pressures that come with promoting a team from the first division to the Premiership, it's you. Are you rolling back the years to remind yourself how you managed to keep those nerves together?
Good evening, Morena. Yeah, it's a different scenario this time around. I think I've said it before, there's probably a little bit more emotional attachment to the club. Obviously, it's the first club I played for as a professional. So for me, coming back to Cape Town Spurs and trying to get the team back to elite level of football, I think that will be one of the greatest achievements of my, obviously, coaching career. So Golden Arrows was great. It was my first head coach job, and we had a great squad. And this time around, we even have a better squad as far as the balance are concerned with experience and youth. So thus far, it's been going really well. Like it indicated, we've got one more game to complete our mission.
There's no calculators here, coach. You have it all in your hands. Your fate is in your hands. You have to do it by yourself. No one needs to help you in any way. Your 11 boys need to go out there and put the ball in the back of the net.
Exactly, and that's what I said to the players. It's something that we set ourselves as a goal to get automatic promotion. We want to have it in our control. All we have to do is win the game, and then we get that promotion. So everything that we've worked for over the last 9 months is obviously coming together on Sunday. And the attitude that we need to bring to the stadium, we've had a great form this year at home, especially winning 12 of our 14 games. And I think for us as a club is to make sure that nobody comes to our ground to get points. So that is what we're going to go for on Sunday. We're hoping that obviously people will come and support us. It's a massive game for Cape Town itself. To have a third team in the PSL would be great.
What has been your biggest challenge in the last 9 months? What has been the one thing that has made it difficult for you to, go into the last game of the season comfortable, knowing that you've already been promoted, that it now has to get to the last day? What has been that challenge that has got you in this position?
I think for any professional athlete is to be consistent. I think that's probably the one challenge we've encountered over the last 9 months. And I think our players realize once we do the basic things, there's a saying, football is simple, but to play simple football is the most difficult thing. And I think sometimes our players can complicate things. So for us on Sunday, to stick to the basics, make sure we do it as well as we can, and then obviously convert most of the chances that we will be creating.
Again, I mentioned you were in this particular position 8 years ago in that 2014-15 season. How different is the Motsepe Foundation Championship to what we used to call it back then, the National First Division?
I think it's a little bit more tougher. Obviously, everybody wants to be in the PSL, where everything is a little bit more glamorous, play in better stadiums, you don't have to travel as far. And I think not joking, but I think our players said, the coach, we have to get to the PSL. We can't keep going to Venda and fly for 2 hours, drive for 7 hours, and then same thing back home again. So it's something that obviously we've been training for, prepared, planned, and now it's just to obviously execute with actions on Sunday, and hopefully good actions in order to get us the victory.
Does it prepare you properly, though, for the DStv Premiership, coach? Or do you feel that you come in there a little stronger, having, gone through all of those challenges, all of those traveling difficulties and obstacles? Do you get into the DStv Premiership hardened soldiers?
Well, we hope, obviously, it makes the players stronger. Also, the consolation is being in Cape Town. We get to play against Stellenbosch and Cape Town City, in practice matches. And we had a cup game against Sekhukhune where I think we did really well. We didn't play a full-strength squad, but we gave a good account of ourselves. And I think that for us is indications as to how far we've come and still need to go. So So definitely when it gets to the PSL, we will have to make some accommodations, maybe add the players in a couple of positions. But at the end of the day, the bulk or the core of the team that got us there, I think also it's important to keep that together for the first season in the PSL.
You know, we talk about how the last time you were in this position, Coach, was 8 years ago. Something that also happened eight years ago was the last time your former employer, when you were a footballer, Kaizer Chiefs, managed to win a cup competition. I know coaches never like to talk about other clubs, but I would like to appeal to you as a former player. You know, the team that you once donned that yellow and that gold and black jersey for have struggled. Once again, they're losing to their arch rivals, missing out on another opportunity to win another cup title to end that drought. It's been 8 years, Coach. Do you see things ever turning the tide anytime soon for AmaTuks?
Well, I think there's a time in the season for everything, and in the rebuilding phase, it's never easy to start a new team and to get them to gel and to get results. I think everybody is always disappointed when you lose against your arch rivals. I think that's proven all over the world. But I think also they will learn from that as to what to do in future. So I think it's a matter of time. Management and everybody concerned knows the plan that they want to implement. It's just a matter of obviously knowing that the fans also need to back them all the way in order to get those results. It's just not going to happen on the field. And for us, even this season, the 12th man has been outstanding. That's why we don't even have a 12th man or a number 12 in our squad. That's been reserved for the fans, and I think the fans play a massive part as far as boosting the teams when the morale or the confidence is down.
It's going to be a beautiful day on Sunday as the Motsepe Foundation Championship comes to an end. Coach, all the best to you and your Warriors as you go out there looking to come back into the DStv Premiership for the 2023-24 season. All the best, and thank you so much for joining us this evening, Coach. That is the Cape Town Spurs head coach, Shaun Bartlett, of course, just talking to us about what's set to be happening this coming weekend as his Cape Town Spurs team look for automatic promotion to the DStv Premiership when they take on the University of Pretoria. All the games in the Motsepe Foundation Championship are happening on Sunday afternoon. And that is where we leave it from the sports desk.